Boom.
Hello, the connected. Welcome to podcast number 44 of the LC podcast. I am joined here today with Mr. Peter, Mr. Grayden, Mr. Jarrod, Mr. Matthew, and Mr. Me. So today we got a good bunch of topics that we're going to talk about today, and I have something interesting that my girlfriend and I were just discussing about some protests that were happening in Calgary today. Or not today,
Calgary.
yesterday. In Calgary, in the homeland, there's turmoil. So I'm sure you've all heard of the group Yellow Vests in Canada. They're kind of like, I would compare them to like the Westero Baptist Church, except not religious. So yesterday they protested on the corner of McLeod Trail and Glenmore Trail, on the right by where that Halloween store pops up every year. Right there in that parking lot there. And they were protesting such wonderful things such as 5G is going to kill us all when it comes out.
I've heard about this. Yep.
Yeah. What else is there? The classic stop illegal immigrants. Trudeau wanted fur trees and things like that. But an interesting new addition to the protest signs I saw, and I have the video right here because I did do some research to make sure that this was the case, because I saw a meme on it and I was like, what? So I did the due diligence, boys. I'll read you the sign here. The pandemic is fake. Stop believing the lies.
It all makes sense now. I just needed a sign to tell me.
I love the people that are on board with the pandemic is fake thing, because it's like the shutting down the economy benefits no one.
Yeah.
It literally benefits zero parties involved in the global economy by having it go down like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to unpack with what you've told us today, Evan, and I'm going to be thinking about this for the rest of the day. I know that for a fact.
I gotta say that I'm a big fan of the 5G theory, that 5G is the cause of the coronavirus.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
We got to call some news outlets right now, boys. We've made a breakthrough.
Just don't use 5G.
Exclusive story.
Well, of all places in the world that 5G is going to come to, how long do you think it's going to take for us in freaking Alberta to get it? Like,
probably
5G, pretty quick.
5G is not like internet. It's not like internet cables. It's a signal. It's like LTE, 4G, LTE. It's a signal that's broadcasted from the like cell phone towers or radio towers or satellites. I don't fucking know how it works.
No, I know how it works. Basically, sorry, Jarrod, you go.
I was just gonna say with regards to your comment, Matt, Alberta, specifically Calgary, is a very big business hub, so it most likely would actually come to Alberta.
Isn't
sooner than a lot of places.
Isn't Shaw based in Alberta, and they're the
Shaw
big
family? The
internet.
Shaw family's in Alberta.
Yeah.
So we're probably the
with
first
5G. I studied it for one of my classes because it was like environmental media, and 5G obviously has a lot of implications about like what it would do to the environment. But basically, UBCO, I believe, is the first completely 5G equipped campus, one of the UBC campuses. So basically, I'm losing my ability to explain it now. I'm freaking out. Basically, it's like the idea is that 5G has such sophisticated like connection ability, like it's past just like cell phone towers. Basically, it would allow you to have like smart garbage cans or smart like traffic signals or traffic like cameras and stuff like that. Basically, the infrastructure for 5G would just be so much more sophisticated that it would take stuff like smart home tech and just kind of internet equipped stuff in general to the next level. So
5G watchdogs?
Like it's gonna be a while before like it's properly implemented in any city, but what's important about them implementing it at a campus is not only can they experience and appreciate the benefits of setting it up at campus, they can also research it more at a campus. So it's definitely closer than we think. And for it to be studied in a Canadian campus is kind of a big deal. But
and from your research, did you determine any like concerns with it? Because like from what I see, people seem to be worried that it's gonna like give us all cancer.
Yeah, so I gave a presentation on it actually. The concern is mainly just in the electromagnetic fields department. So the way that our cell tower infrastructure in somewhere like Calgary, which is relatively rural, but just in general is very spread out compared to somewhere like New York or India. And so I made a presentation where in India, they were able to determine that people were more likely to get cancer because in India, in certain really big Indian cities, they just put like a dozen cell towers on the top of one building. And so if you're in a certain proximity of like a lot of cell towers, you're getting exposed to a lot of electromagnetic fields. And so the theory is that you're more prone to get cancer. So I don't actually know if it's like super confirmed. There's just like an increase of cancer cases and stuff like that. But it wasn't the cancer that I studied necessarily. It was just like the effect that it has on like population.
I feel like there's a big case to be made about like correlation and causation there, because I mean India is just like it has such dense smog.
Yeah.
Which would I was
gonna make that comment that like in a lot of research we've done with cancer, because a lot of the stuff cancer research is kind of spread out, distributed relatively well. And with a lot of those issues, like that is a big dense population as well, so it's like it could appear there's more just because of that.
Excuse me.
The other thing is like Evan said, there's a lot of other causalities that could be causing it. Now, electromagnetic waves in the health industry have always been kind of a disputed topic.
Yeah.
So it's like anything else. You usually go back and forth. It's kind of like a good example would be artificial sweeteners, where there's equally amount of research saying that they're bad for you as they are good for you. So it's the same thing with a lot of the cancer research, with the exception of stuff that has been confirmed to cause.
Yeah. Well, an interesting aspect of the study as well is that they gave a lot of the population radiation detectors, and so the people that were responsible for selling them were doing these demonstrations where they'd hold it in front of a microwave and it would beep 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 because it's right there, and then so people would like be like in like a bedroom where their like pregnant daughter was sleeping, and there'd be like a high radiation spike. So like giving people the tools to determine if there's higher radiation in their areas means that people are just freaking running around the city trying to map out everywhere that there's high radiation, and it kind of just contributes to the panic surrounding it. So
I mean, electromagnetic waves, if I'm right about this, they shouldn't be setting off radiation detector. That's not the concern. It's not the fact that these electromagnetic waves are causing radiation, which is causing you cancer. Cancer is caused. I don't know how it works on like the cell level for like diets and shit like that. That's more Jarrod's department. But I know like with a lot of like with energy waves, like microwaves, radiation wave, or ultraviolet rays, it's all about the amount of energy that's hitting your cell. And if enough energy hits it, it can mutate the cell, which is where cancer comes from. And a lot of the time, from what I understand, the cancer cell most of the time will just get killed right away by the other cells, but sometimes it'll win out, and that's when you start developing cancers. But it's like that's why like ultraviolet radiation is really bad, because it penetrates right through your skin and can really damage your cells. But I don't know about. So it's not technically radiation, right?
With regards to what you're technically correct, Evan. It doesn't necessarily mutate the cell itself. It breaks its ability. It causes it to rapidly multiply. So it's not necessarily that the cell itself is. I mean, it's broken, but it's not like it's one cell that's growing. All it does is it causes it to multiply uncontrollably. And what happens is in your body, at any given time, you have those cells happening, but your body's very good at taking control of those cells and destroying them. The thing is that when you have something like the energy hitting, which you're right, when you have the energy hitting, it's such a dense amount that it just causes the cell to basically fuck up.
Yeah.
And it damages the ability to mutate, to duplicate properly. Then you get a mass production of those cells, and your body just can't keep up.
Dr. Drew has a pretty good explanation for it. Cancer is caused when a cell chooses immortality over dying for the greater good of the host.
Jesus, that's a great way to put it.
That's pretty funny.
I like it.
actually.
But can any of you guys explain why a 5G tower went up just weeks before the Wuhan outbreak?
I can't explain it.
Oh
That must be something wrong here.
What if this whole time the coronavirus has just been like a euphemism for harmful electromagnetic fields?
Wait.
But it wouldn't be a euphemism because harmful electromagnetic fields is not sexual in nature.
What if
Is that
the
what a
world?
euphemism is?
Yeah, you don't know that.
I don't know about that one, Chief. Somebody Google the definition of euphemism.
Where's Jack when you need him?
What if the world is flat?
Whoa.
That's
Yeah.
truly the biggest.
Yeah,
brain of
for
thoughts.
substituted for one considered to be too harsh or blunt. And I don't think saying electromagnetic magnetism, whatever the fuck you just said, is not harsh nor blunt.
Oh, well, apologies, everybody. I got to go back to the drawing board and think about how to make better jokes in the future. But yeah, there is, I don't know, that's just such a facepalm moment knowing that people are going out and protesting dumb stuff. And like, I don't know, I'd like, not stating any political allegiances one way or another, but like if that, what is it, the yellow vest movement, like wants any legitimacy in what it intends to do, like whatsoever, having these idiots protest, like it almost seems like they're doing it on purpose, like purposely protesting the dumbest shit possible just to reinforce the idea in everyone's minds that they're morons. You know, it's just, I don't know who.
Well, I
that's
said
for.
they're like the Western Baptist Church, Baptist Church.
Yeah,
They have points that they try to make, but they don't. They're just dumb.
yeah, they're just trying to cause
Discredit
like
themselves.
controversy and sensation, which is not going to work in their favor at all.
Well, here's the thing: is like you have so many of these people that will like it's almost like it's just an attention thing for a lot of this stuff, where it's like things have been definitively like laid down. Like we'll use the flat Earth thing as an example here.
Oh boy.
Where it's like why don't you like there's an uncanny following for that belief, which is fair enough. You know, believe what you want to believe, and it is what it is. But it's like if you wanted to, all they do is constantly say, no, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. If every one of the people that believed in the flat Earth theory pitched in like $10, they could probably buy a small private plane and try to fly and then prove it to us. Like have proof behind it. Don't just sit there saying something.
Can I tell you one of my favorite videos on YouTube I came across recently was 3 flat earthers and 3 scientists sitting in a room talking about it, and it's so funny to watch because the scientists are so respectful. Like, okay, well, why do you think that? Let me explain to you using facts and knowledge and science why you're wrong. And they're like, no.
We haven't seen it, so it's not true. That reminds me of this guy. His name was Mad Mike. Was his nickname? His name was Mike Hughes, and it was in the news. It was in the news back in 2017 because he said he doesn't believe in science, and he was building a rocket to launch himself into low orbit to see if the curvature of the Earth existed, to prove that the Earth. Well, really, he wasn't seeing if it existed. He was doing it to prove that the Earth was indeed flat. So he was going to do it himself. I think the first few launches didn't do any. Like it didn't work out or anything. But last year he launched, he crashed, and he died.
I mean, that's natural
NASA
selection.
just shot them down from afar, and he never got the chance to prove himself. What if there's a great?
Yeah, shit, he's gonna find out.
You know what, Matt? You're that's a possibility. This could be a huge conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, that's like the funny thing is like I will not ever lead any credence or any believability to flat earthers at all. But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the idea that like the only real evidence that is supposed to serve as like indisputable proof that the Earth is round just provided from somebody else? Like because there's the theory that the moon landing was just filmed in like a basement, right? Or like the moon landing was fake, and the moon landing
it was
gave
filmed
us
on a
that
movie
first,
studio, a movie lot.
Yeah. The moon landing gave us the blue marble.
Oh, his mic died.
Well,
there he is.
well, here's the thing with like, I'm gonna specifically with that one. It's like, what does it matter, regardless of like if it happened or not? what is the point in disputing it? Because like it's your word versus theirs. It's a he said she said kind of situation.
What?
Yeah.
It's
So
about
it's like-
exposing the truth.
But it's like what does that gain us? Either like I'd rather choose to believe that they're trying to get into space, or they're in space and they're trying to find new ways to expand through the universe, than sit there and be like, no, Earth is we have never left Earth. It's impossible
Yeah.
to leave Earth. It's impossible that there's ever been an organism in this universe that is unending to our knowledge. That there is not another some sort of organism out there, which is just I don't know. I feel like it's such a small-minded thought process that it's like.
But you can. Oh, Peter, talk.
I was just gonna ask. So, like, would you prefer to like just live in the Matrix then? Like, you would just not want to know about it, sort of thing. Like,
No, I'm just saying, what does it matter? What does it impact you? How does it impact
well,
you?
yeah, exactly. You can just live.
Does
in
it
the
matter
Matrix
that
and
your
it
real
doesn't
body
matter.
is being
Yeah.
used as a battery?
As long as like you're happy and going, like, I just want,
I mean,
that's the same
Like,
thing. is it
like
not?
Jarrod, if you want to be blissfully ignorant to the truths of the world, like that's your prerogative. But Peter and I, newly married on the Discord, we're gonna find the truth in the world.
Woke marriage.
We're gonna wake up. We're not gonna be one of you sheeple anymore. All right. But actually, on your point, Matt, you can yourself prove that the Earth is not flat. Yourself.
How is what's the science? How do you do it?
Okay, go to Moose Mountain, climb to the top of Moose Mountain, get your handy dandy protractor and fucking a bunch of instruments that you could probably buy for, the low cost of maybe $1,000. Climb to the top of Moose Mountain, make some measurements, and you'll determine that Calgary, the city of Calgary that you see, is not exactly level with you, and there will be curvature in the Earth. I don't know how exactly you measure it, but you'll be able to see it.
Wait,
You can see downtown. You can see downtown Calgary from the top of Moose Mountain,
and see downtown Calgary from like halfway up Moose Mountain.
Yeah. So you only need to go halfway.
but
to see. Anyways, you could just if you go to any location where you can see a long distance, and you can actually measure the curvature of the Earth.
I mean, it's also the fact that plate tectonics wouldn't work if the world was flat. You wouldn't have earthquakes or moving plates because they work on a.
Too much.
If the
They work
world
on
is
a-
if the
they
world
work
is
on-
round,
Sorry, go for it.
why is the Minecraft world flat?
Oh my god.
That's something to think about, boys.
I actually saw, and maybe we can put it to bed after I say this, but I saw one flat earther theory that basically says that like all of the continents and all of the planet as we understand it basically is encircled by like a massive
Antarctica.
ice continent. Yeah, like Antarctica surrounds all of the Earth, and there's maybe like one opening in the ocean that gets you out of that big ice circle to the rest of the land mass or mass of existence that is Earth that is flat. And,
That's where Jeff Bezos lives.
The funny thing is,
He
there's
does know-
there's no ounce of evidence that they could present that would prove, unless they literally flew every single person that believed in the flat Earth theory up into space, there is no ounce of possibility that they would believe that it's true.
I would. Believe
It's no
in
different
flat
than-
Earth just to get up there.
It's no different than like back in the day when they used to think that the world ended if you sailed too far in one direction.
yeah.
But
And
if they
it's
did
just
that to
weird.
every person, how would you be able to prove that to yourself that the Earth is not flat? Are you just gonna believe what they tell you?
No, I said if they flew you up there. I mean, if they fly you in a rocket ship, it's not telling you; it's showing you.
Well, they'd have to fly you specifically, though.
Yeah, that's
They
what I
didn't
said. If
fly
they flew,
you.
I flew every individual person who believed in the flat Earth theory up there. Like I believe it. I believe the Earth is round. I mean, there's lots of science that backs it up. But I mean, if for the people who don't believe it, why do they fly you up there and then show you? That's the only way to prove them. Otherwise, if they took a photo, if they do anything, they're just going to be like, no, that's fake.
No, they'd say you faked the moon landing. You're just faking this too.
Yeah.
You
How do
can't-
I know
you
what
can't
looking
beat people.
out this window? How do I know
Can't beat 'em.
looking out this window is not like this? This isn't set up. I'm not actually in a rocket. I'm not actually weightless right now. This is just like they got invisible cables on me, and out the window is just a painting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, worst case scenario, it's natural selection. They open the door and they go out the airlock.
Yeah, here's the
Yeah, but then they'll
airlock.
be
Do you
like-
feel space?
Maybe I'm not really dying right now. Maybe I'm just waking up
Oh my
finally.
god! I don't
Yeah.
think that's quite.
Maybe they injected
I don't
something
think
in
you-
my arm as we were going up, and now I'm in a crazy hallucination that makes me believe that the Earth is round, even though I know in my heart that it's flat.
That's how you would leave the Matrix.
Oh my god!
You know that?
We have just solved the.
You know that video where the guy is like, he's picking which is heavier, 10 pounds of feathers or a 10-pound brick, and he's like,
yeah.
the brick, and then they put it on a scale, and he's just like super confused. That's what I want to see from all of these flat earthers.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen that video on YouTube where they basically put a feather and a bowling ball in this? I'm gonna misquote it or like not describe it very well, but it's like it's a
They
vacuum.
remove the atmosphere. Yeah, a vacuum. They remove everything from it.
Yes. So there's no back me up with this, Evan. There's no air circulation in this vacuum.
There's nothing in it. There's no atmosphere. There's no air molecules. It's a perfect vacuum.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
essentially,
nice.
what happens in it is that there's no longer any air resistance, and it proves the theory that it doesn't matter what your mass is, gravity has the same acceleration on every object, no matter what the mass is.
So
they will fall
have
at
this
the
bowling
exact
ball
same
and this
rate.
like feather or pillow or something, and they drop them at the same time, and they literally fall equally side by side.
Yeah.
Drew wants
But-
to know where this perfect vacuum can be bought.
For the low price of probably $10 billion.
Yeah, no, James Dyson's working on it right now.
That's on
Dyson,
sale.
newest
The
product.
Easter long weekend sale. Dyson.
Yeah. Okay, I got a question for the boys.
Are we talking about video games now?
That's
Can I? Okay, let me do this because I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I posted in the Discord a few days ago because on Wednesday at 11 a.m. I will be handing in my last paper of my undergrad, and bless me, my last paper of my whole entire university career of my undergrad is an internet meme analysis. And so I asked people in the Discord what meme I should do for the analysis, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about that too.
What meme did you pick? I mean, didn't you already write it?
No, it's due on Wednesday at 11 a.m., but I currently have nothing written because I spent too long in celebratory
Nice.
mode from my last paper. Because the paper that I handed in last Thursday, it was only supposed to be 2,000 words, but for mine it was 4,000 words, and it was like so much more of an important essay to me, and so much harder of a work, and so much more going on. That like when I handed that in, I just celebrated for like 3 days, and now
Jeez.
I have to start and write another paper. I mean, it's shorter. I'm still confident that I can get it done in the time that I have, and I have actually sort of settled on a meme, but I still want to hear what you guys think would be a good meme to do, and I'll tell you mine after.
I would talk to Jarrod because he knows all the old memes. The
That's true.
Shut the fuck up.
The troll
I
of
hate
low
Peter.
face, I think, would be.
I hate all of you.
Wait, what are you getting at, Jarrod, for?
You guys suck.
Jarrod likes old memes, so I thought he'd be a great source of knowledge.
Yeah.
I think Matt, because it's so new to you and Evan, you should do something about the woe and how to keep it afloat.
Even I
Well-
knew about that one, and I know nothing about memes as Peter.
Yeah.
I mean,
really
just
pointed out.
do SpongeGar and call it a day.
Although is the woe technically like a meme to the same effect as like SpongeGar or Hey Girl Ryan
Do
Gosling
you think
or Baby Yoda?
would you
It's like
consider
more of a
dabbing a
video.
meme? Would you consider the Harlem Shake a meme? Would you consider planking a meme? Technically, they're all memes, but they're
IRL?
expressed
You know-
physically rather than in a digital format.
Yeah.
I think I would
Maybe
choose-
that could be maybe that could be your essay topic: the difference between a physical meme and a digital meme.
You might be onto something.
I would
There's
pick
also
the
all
Rick
the-
roll.
I
That's
mean,
a timeless meme.
Oh, that is a timeless meme.
Yeah. So what I actually am kind of going with so far, I think I'm gonna write it on Harambe.
Ah, that's a good one.
Because I was really moved by Evan's like theory that the Harambe meme is basically what propelled us into the new age of memes.
Yeah. Harambe is literally the death of Christ for memes.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
It is. There's
Harambe
BH, there's BH and AH.
Harambe Christ.
Before Harambe and
Harambe
after Harambe.
and after
There's
Harambe.
the meme culture before Harambe and meme culture after Harambe. There's a distinct difference between those different meme cultures.
Yeah.
And Harambe dying is the transition between those two things.
So I'm trying to look up some scholarly writing that I can actually prove that theory, or at the very least, like suggests that that's a real thing, because I actually really want to write my paper on that. I don't think I have the time or the space. Yeah, so surprisingly, I used my university's like library search where you can go through all of their resources and stuff, and I searched up Harambe, and it's a lot of just like newspaper articles and shit. There's nothing really substantial, but I'm gonna keep looking and see what I can find, because like I don't know, like the paper isn't really built in a way that I'm allowed to make those kind of assumptions, but that's not gonna stop me.
Wow. As someone who studies culture, you must have been disgusted upon finding that.
Shut the hell up, Peter.
There's I just have to say that the reason why it's a distinct transition is because before memes, memes were just supposed to be like what funny internet losers put out in the world.
Yeah.
It was a way for them all to relate. It wasn't something for the general population to find amusing until Harambe happened. And then people analyzed the situation occurred of this child falling into the zoo because of some mother doing some stupid stuff, and then the gorilla just dragging him all over the place. Kid was fine. Harambe died. It's tragic. But people looked at this and realized how ridiculous of the situation it was. And then they just, like, everyone saw it. So it was a viral video, but then people started making jokes about it afterwards and pictures and everything. And everyone was like, hey, this is pretty funny, actually. Like, I saw it too. I saw the video too, and I get this picture finally. Finally, the general population had something to relate to that the meme losers of before Harambe were creating, and then all of a sudden everyone jumped on board, and then before you knew it, you had Facebook memes, you had general memes, you had Doge memes, you had freaking everything just coming from the skies, where literally nowadays any picture with text on it is considered a meme, no matter what.
Actually,
no matter what it is.
Doge meme came before Harambe.
Okay,
I'm just looking
then
at
sorry,
something.
I misspoke. No Doge meme.
Yeah.
So Doge was the true catalyst.
Doge did, and This Is Fine Dog meme did as well.
Yeah. I've been using Know Your Meme to get a lot of my information about this, and I found out that there's this really hilarious subset of Harambe memes called Listen Kid, I Don't Have Much Time, and it's basically like...
Oh, yeah.
just the picture of Harambe holding the kid, and it's like, the first one that I saw was, Listen Kid, I don't have much time. I have information that will indict Hillary Clinton, and then it just cuts off.
I think it was the one I heard, and I know there's a whole divide on the whole Epstein meme jokes, because some people don't like them, some people find them hilarious. But it was like, listen, kid, this is really important. I need you to meet my informant, Jeffrey Epstein, because he knows of some new pandemic virus that's gonna be released.
So I wonder if Harambe brought us to this generation of memes, do we need to look to the apes once again for the next generation of memes?
I don't think so, Peter. I think the next generation of memes will come from an unexpected place,
Wouldn't it technically, because you were talking about how it inspired the Doge meme, but since the Doge meme came first, wouldn't technically the Doge meme have inspired this generation of memes?
No, because I misspoke, Jarrod. You're literally going off of my misspeaking.
No, I was asking a question. I was simply asking a question.
I'm saying Harambe. Yes, Doge is now, lots of people talk about it, but what I mean is that, like, Doge really... More people know Doge now, I feel like, post-Harambe than before Harambe. All I'm saying, my argument is, Harambe was the catalyst to allow the whole internet to come on board with memes, where before Harambe, it was just a specific internet culture that participated in memeing.
And
that's where my confusion was. I was confused thinking that you meant like that it started that kind of meme. That was my confusion. I didn't know you meant like it started getting more people into memes than before.
And my idea is that it just like opened up the floodgates for the way that memes are delivered, because there used to be very narrow, kind of very specified pathways for like how one communicates or distributes a meme. But meme culture became a lot more kind of ubiquitous after that, because people took so many dramatic responses to Harambe, and like it just really encouraged people to take such crazy like approaches to delivering meme culture. Like, think about people that do these Facebook events just so they can get everybody to go to a park and stand around saying wow, like, oh, it is Owen Wilson, you know, like like I feel like that kind of meme is a byproduct of like where Harambe brought people's ability to deliver memes.
I will finish what Matt was.
He got our hopes up about that, and then he just disappeared. He was like, I'm the one who give you. Evan's like, listen, kid, I don't have much time. I'm going to deliver the truth about Harambe.
That's happening.
I'm so scared.
We're having connection
I'm just scrolling
issues.
through some stuff here, Matt. And it says Nintendo says stop using alcohol to clean your Joy-Cons.
Oh, shit, really? Why?
I don't know. I mean, I could click and read, but I just don't.
Does it really seem like a good idea to pour alcohol on your electronic devices?
No, I'm thinking they're talking about like alcohol wipes, like any
using
sort of
isopropyl alcohol. Because I had some guy, like, I found a video on YouTube that gave a method, like, oh, you can instantly fix Joy-Con drift. And I watched it, and I was like, seems legit. I'm getting so desperate because my Joy-Con drift is getting so outrageously bad that I was willing to actually do it pretty soon. Because like it was basically the idea: you take a Q-tip, you dip it in the isopropyl alcohol, and then you have to like lift up the plastic cap of the stick and try to clean it underneath, because it's just that apparently what causes it is like dust and dirt and just like materia clogging up the sensors for the controller, which is why it just randomly is like, choo, we're going this way. Live Connection Studios will not be held liable if you follow this method to remove Joy-Con drift.
There you go. That's what I like to hear.
My Joy-Con drift on my left Joy-Con has actually, in literally the last week, just deteriorated so hard.
It is a fucking crime, dude.
I did end up buying a Pro controller because I just couldn't do it anymore. Because Courtney was having a hard time with Animal Crossing, so I was like, all right, it's a good time. So we have a Pro controller now.
Good move. What I'm actually thinking of doing is like some brands like Hori make little Joy-Con attachments that like you put them on the Switch as if they were Joy-Cons, but they just have like none of the functions that a regular Joy-Con would. It was basically originally for people like Peter who hate the Switch's D-pad. But I play handheld mode so much, I'm actually thinking about seeing if I can buy 2 of them and just permanently having them attached to my Switch, because this is just unbelievable, man.
So according to what I'm reading here, if you use alcohol wipes or anything of the sort to clean your Joy-Cons, the plastic will fade and warp.
I feel like that's just alcohol on plastic in general.
Yeah, well, it's interesting for Nintendo to say, like, sorry guys, there's no solution. You just got to pay $100 for a new set of Joy-Cons. We don't make rules.
Certain cleaning alcohols don't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of here says none at all. Use a non-alcohol based or any alcohol. Just use like a I don't know. Use the natural stream in your backyard.
I mean, I guess because it depends. If you leave a bunch of it inside, it would deteriorate it. But like if you had like a thin coat, it shouldn't, because like alcohol just dries in the air. The reaction causes it to dry.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I was willing to actually like take action and try and do that method because I was getting so sick of how bad the Joy-Con drift was. But like at this point, like if I try it and it wrecks my Joy-Con already feels unusable with how bad the drift is anyways, right? So
guys,
it's tough. it's a redonkulous situation that Nintendo's put us in with this stuff. I'm a little bit annoyed about it. Well, no, I'm really annoyed about it.
Well, you can
Please
send it
use
in,
a
dude.
soft, dry cloth.
Just send it in.
Someone says in the chat that they play on their Leapfrog tablet.
On their what?
The
Leapfrog
tablet.
Oh, Leapfrog, classic.
Where all the OG gamers come from.
Yeah. Dude, those things, a lot of those things are like 270 and you get like 10 games on them. And they're all like, what letter comes after A?
C. Wait, no, fuck.
Live
Can we talk
connection
about the
plays
guy?
Leapfrog.
Can we talk about the guy in the Twitch chat that just said, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna watch porn."
That's a true hero.
Yeah, like, what's there to talk? I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I know, I respect it. Like
100%.
I'm glad that watching our podcast makes you think, what about porn?
Some hot jellyfish.
advantage of
That
that
plays on a
Fucking-
Samsung smart fridge.
Priorities, exactly.
Yeah, that way you can
Yeah.
snack and get your rocks off.
Ugh.
So, Peter, what is your opinion on the Google Stadia? The state of the Google Stadia.
All right. So this morning, I woke up a little bit early. I was like, what am I gonna do with this extra bit of free time I have? And so, can you guys guess what I did?
You played the
Something
Google
pointless
Stadia.
and stupid.
I played the Google Stadia because it is now free, or the base version is free. But there's also a
Whoa.
free trial, so I signed up for it just to try.
You can
it.
you just use your Chromecast, right?
Some only Chromecast Ultras.
Oh, okay.
But I don't
Yeah,
have
which
that.
none of us have.
So I downloaded the app on my phone. Wanted to try that. No, that didn't work at all. Phone's not supported. All right. Move on to my
Okay.
computer. All right. It's all working. Great. What free games can I play with this trial? There's like 8 shitty games. And I'm like, wow, I guess I'll play Destiny 2. This is the best option. So I started
Okay.
playing
And could you connect to your old Destiny account?
Oh, there's cross-play support, but like I could have, but I started and it was quite the process, and I said, "Fuck that noise! I just want this bad experience to have firsthand knowledge."
Okay.
So I started playing Destiny a bit. Looks like garbage. Does not look pretty at all. 2, lags more than I'd like. There's a lot of stuttering and a lot of lagging, and I have pretty good internet. It was playable most of the time, but the whole time I was playing, I was like, I could just be playing this in any other way, and it would be a better experience.
He's just telling me my deposit.
So that's my review of the Stadia.
Yeah, so I was talking about this in the Discord. I have a buddy with Stadia, and he's like such a staunch advocate for it. You cannot say anything negative about Stadia in his presence at all. And like, I don't usually do my research going into it because I didn't think I have to, but like, I really just know of like the, I really just know of like the bad press that Stadia's gotten online and stuff. And like, a lot of people are just against the Stadia in general, and I'm kind of in that camp just because I don't want Google to dip their dirty multicolored fingers in the gaming pile. I don't want them to try and take over the world in that industry as well.
I'm sorry, you're saying that you're not a supporter of Google, yet your entire house is set up with Google Chromecast and Google Homes
They
and
hear you.
Well,
and
I mean,
you
you're
use
right.
Google
You are
Chrome
right.
on your laptop and you
They're
I don't want Google to get into that industry too, because they're taking over fucking everything. And think about it, like I use it. I'm equipped with it in my house, but I hate the fucking Google Assistant because it is not nearly as smart as it advertises it to be. Yeah, I'm talking about you dipshit.
Google's
about-
like,
okay, well, why don't
increase
you
how
just
many
use your-
YouTube ad CCs by 50%.
Hey,
No, I got
oh
YouTube
yeah,
Premium,
and you got
I don't get freaking
YouTube
ads.
Premium, dude. You're a freaking Google freaking follower.
Well, I
You're
wish
just
I
like
wasn't,
you
man.
just have every product. Plus, also a thing on the smart speaker. Why don't you just stop using Google Home and go get the best smart speaker on the market? Oh wait, smart speakers in general just aren't that good right now.
You
getting-
got him!
Amazon Alexis is God.
I actually I haven't used Alexa.
No, I don't know. I don't have it. I'm just.
I would be really interesting to like just minorly set up an Alexa and just compare stuff, because just what I'm mainly annoyed about with Google Home is it bugs out a lot, and for me that might be related to my internet most of the time, but like it's just not nearly as intelligent as it advertises itself to be, and it's really insulting, especially since there's legitimate, indisputable proof that they listen to your conversations to tailor your ads. Like the way I see it, they're working more on making infrastructure to spy on people than they are on improving a product that people are paying for. And the fact that they're constantly releasing new additions,
Are you really
and,
paying for it though? Like you paid what, $50 for the speaker? You think
mine for
something?
free.
You think something as powerful as a smart speaker is a $50 buy-in? No, and it would 100% be a subscription-based thing if it wasn't for the fact that Google's making 15 times more money off of your information it collects from it rather than the actual purchase price of it.
yeah. It's just such a bad setup, like in full, and it's like I don't know how to feel about it, because by principle I should be against it because it's wrong. The fact that they don't communicate that to us is so wrong. But at the same time,
you can turn off
like,
the speaker. You can literally just flip the switch whenever you're using it. See, it's just easy, man. Also, even Gmail, they even have they text mine your emails. So like, if you send a bunch of emails to me, Matt, about like, let's say something weird that you wouldn't really. No, he already talks about Nintendo all the time. Google's already giving him everything Nintendo.
20 pounds of ass and pussy.
Yeah, if you send me a bunch of emails talking about Shrek, all of a sudden, I bet you within a few days you'll start to see ads for like the new Shrek DVD or the Shrek musical, God forbid.
Jesus Christ!
They text mine anything.
I'm with Drew though. Like it saves me work when I'm looking for shit.
Like targeted ads, to be clear.
Yeah.
Although, dude, it's annoying when you go on one website one time and then literally every targeted ad that you could possibly get is just that. Like, I was really interested. I got a targeted ad for a brand of gaming chair, and it looked really cool. So I opened the website, and like I was like, well, okay, it moved on, and now I'm just getting destroyed by ads. Like constantly.
If you don't want that, then use Microsoft Edge.
Matt, you say hi to Fruity.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on Microsoft Edge.
Say hi to who?
Fruity.
Use Safari. Safari's the next best thing.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
Safari is not.
Dude, I just remember like this irks me so much. So what I was just saying to you guys about how the fact that I'm aware that my Google Home listens to me, but it doesn't inconvenience me enough for what I'm getting out of it. I brought that up in my senior seminar class, and some fucking kid in the class was like, well, you shouldn't be okay with it, because what are they going to do next? They're going to start tracking our phones and using the information for that, and like, I didn't get the chance to reply, but yeah, I'm going to be like, they already do that, pal. Yeah,
how do you think Google Maps traffic
freaking
works?
way ahead of you, buddy. Like, and I didn't get the chance to say it, so I just looked dumb, and it made me
actually
mad.
there was
like,
Evan, I thought they had one person monitoring every road from a camera, and they were constantly updating.
yeah,
that's what
so many
that's
orders.
what the Google Map camera does. Actually, there was an interesting video I saw where some guy I don't know where he got all the phones from, but he took a bunch of phones, put it in a wagon, and then he walked across a bridge, and in real time he was showing Google Maps, and it showed a traffic jam form on the bridge, even though the bridge was empty.
That was
So they
that was on
100%
Global.
are. Yeah, they're tracking your phones.
That was on Global
All the
News.
time.
I saw that. It was pretty funny.
I think Mark Robert did that. He's the guy who does like
Mark
the glitter
Rober?
bomb, the glitter bomb
Yeah.
posts on doorstep.
Yeah,
He's a cool
yeah.
guy. I like watching his
he's
stuff.
got
cool
some
stuff.
really cool YouTube content.
He's a
like
former
Mark Rober
Google
a lot.
engineer.
Yeah,
That's
and
probably
he's a
why,
NASA
yeah.
engineer, isn't he?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
he worked at NASA, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's a
worked at
Googler.
NASA. I think he's technically a Google technician or something right now.
Tech tit.
Yeah, tactician.
Titian.
Yeah.
Some
So
sort of
it's
Google
just, I don't
genius.
know, it's just really unsettling, the kind of world that we live in, but it's also when you're completely powerless to do anything about it, it's like, where do you go? Like, how long is it going to take till Google is going to become Skynet?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, so that's mainly why I'm opposed to the idea of them dipping their grimy little fingers in the gaming industry, because where are they gonna go from there, you know?
Oh, I guess we'll see. And when we're old and too old to do anything about it,
Yeah,
when we
and
say,
I can't wait to be
multicolor
plugged into the
Terminators.
Matrix.
they'll be
Hey,
like, "Hey, Google, get me a beer."
Hey Google Terminator, please don't kill me. I'm sorry, that was not understood.
Yeah, I don't understand. I can't help with that right now. I can't help with that yet. Humanity has not pleaded to our requirements yet.
Yeah.
Should be like a Saw ripoff where the Google Home is like the jigsaw.
Yeah.
Can you
You're
imagine that? It's 2 eyeballs or 2 smart speakers with the
Oh
freaking
my
4
God.
dots.
Yeah, and when you talk to it, the 4 dots like turn in a circle.
Yeah.
That'd be so creepy.
Except only
Yeah.
one listens, the other one didn't register.
They're
Oh,
all
and
out
it
of
can be
sync.
it can be like Pan's Labyrinth too, where it's like a cyborg without a head, and then it grabs the 2 speakers with its hands and then puts it on top of its head like it's its eyes. God, that
Yeah.
thing freaked me the hell out.
No, the thing that freaked me out was the thing with the eyes on its hands that was trying to eat her
Yeah,
at the
that's
dinner table.
that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I was talking about just now. I
Oh, I
would,
thought you said the
mimic
speaker.
that.
Oh, I see.
Where the speakers
sorry,
are the eyes.
I got
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 You're cooking up what I'm eating.
Yeah.
Say
I got
Up
it.
what I'm cooking.
You're cooking
You're
up
just
what I'm
feeding
eating.
it ideas of it.
I'm feeding it ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So what I kind of do, like when
I-
I get angry at my Google Assistant, which is like a lot, I'm like, hey Google, you suck ass, and then she's like, I'm sorry, what can I do to help? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe stop listening to my conversations and work on fucking upgrading your infrastructure.
Yeah, you tell him. You
You
tell
got
him
Yeah.
that.
It gives me a lot of satisfaction knowing that it's,
Yo, Google should hire you, Matt.
they should.
Quality
I have a lot of
control.
ideas.
Quality control. If just have Matt yelling at all of
So,
them until one of
yeah.
them correctly responds.
Speaking of new high-tech technology, the PS5 controller. Have you guys seen it?
No, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yes.
Here, I can put a.
It looks exactly like the Xbox controller.
Yeah, it looks eerily close to the Xbox controller.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the biggest things with PlayStation that people have
Ooh.
always said, right? Because they're like with PlayStation, at least when I have PlayStation 3, I don't know if it's the same for PlayStation 4, but for PlayStation 3, at least people were always like, the controller's not great. It's so like condensed. It's not great for the hand. Whereas the Xbox controller is always just a nice feel in the hands. And I think that's maybe PlayStation's finally switching over because of that.
Oh, Evan's dead, I guess. Evan's now in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I haven't died. Oh my god, they're $300?
What?
The
No,
controllers.
I saw that too. Somebody's selling like a replica on Etsy. It's bullshit, dude. I saw
Okay.
that too. I'm
Why
looking at
would you
Google.
I just
right
saw
now.
the-
Why would
I
anyone
just saw
buy
the
a
price.
controller? Oh,
It's
fucking
let me
kids.
look into it. It came up $307 on Etsy. Let's look into it a bit more. PS5, PlayStation 5 wireless LED controller, Arcade Fire coming soon. What? Dude, and everybody's giving it 5-star reviews, being like, "This is amazing! I can't believe how good this is. I'm so glad I bought this." Like, what? What did you buy?
Yeah, but people are literally can make fake reviews as well.
Yeah.
That's why it's so sketchy when you look at some of those advertisements. You're like, is this reviews like actually people? Especially if they're overly like I don't know. It's tough because if they're overly positive, you want to hope that the company is good. But in those advertised or like those weird product advertisements, it always I don't know. I'm always sketched out by these really overly positive, bubbly responses about them.
Oh yeah. I'm also in my Grayden, you might have seen this too. In my Google image search, I'm seeing a YouTube video uploaded by Zone of Tech, which is PS5 full controller leak, and it does not look anything like the PS5 controller. It's basically the PS4 controller, but instead of the touchpad in the middle, it's just a tiny screen that has the PS5 menu on it, which is horseshit.
I love when you get those mock-ups. When people do like I mean, in all fairness, the one we thought was a mock-up, the PS5's design was actually the actual PS5 design. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I always love seeing like the ridiculous mock-ups people come up with the new consoles.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was really interesting is if you go on some of the like gaming media outlets that like posted the pictures of the PS5 controller, like people were posting like a Photoshop version to look like the original, like right away. So much so that I think people thought that they released 2 versions of the controller, one white and one black. But like, it's just a misnomer because like somebody just photoshopped it because nobody really likes how the white one looks. Or I don't know. How do you guys feel about the appearance of the white one? I think it's a bit of an eyesore just because it's so like white.
I just don't like things that are like that because they get dirty so easily. I find.
Yeah.
Like it'll show the grease and oil coming off your hands if you hold it long enough.
Like, so you know how the PS4 has the light bar on like the back of it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
The light bar is now like in between the touchpad. If you're looking at controller vid, it's the blue. What do you guys think of that?
I like it.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I kind of missed what you said. Apologies.
So the PS4 controller has the light bar on the back of the controller.
Yes. I really like that.
It's now not on the back. It's now in between. It's now on the edges of the touchpad on the face.
Oh yeah, in that blue thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's now the light.
I think it's a nice looking controller, to be honest. I think it's very sleek looking, and I think that just adds almost like not necessarily function. I don't know if functionally. I hope it works better. Like the other one worked fine, but I hope it works even better. But at the same time, it just cosmetically looks good on the controller.
I don't like the two-tone color design. I don't know.
Do you not?
Stands out. So when I look at it, I don't have a particular reason. It just doesn't fit well in my brain.
I will say I'm not a big fan of the buttons also being white.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing.
Maybe that.
Like it just doesn't look. I feel like if they're gonna have black on there, the other highlight points also need to be black, not just have this random weird attempted camouflage of the buttons.
Here's some other features that it has. So it's got haptic feedback, like the Switch. It's got adaptive triggers. So like our current Xbox controllers have that. That's like different vibration in the buttons or whatever. It now recharges with USB-C. It's got a mic built into the controller, so if you don't have a headset, you can still talk.
That's kind of neat.
That quality is good.
Yeah.
That's a nice quality for just saving. I feel like that appeals to people wanting to save a little bit of money with it.
No, we're dropping like flies.
Or like kids like not realizing it's on while they're playing though.
I could see that too. The other thing, like, I'm assuming then if you did that, you would just use like a headset to hear things through, like just plug in using because they have an audio jack in this one, don't they? If I read that correctly.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a good feature because I mean that was the one thing especially when I was on PlayStation 3, like I didn't have PS4, but when I was on PS3, the most annoying thing was that like either you had to plug your headset into your console and the cables would be just horrendously long, or they'd be horrendously short and you'd be sitting like right in front of the TV. Or you'd have to set up some sort of Bluetooth, because they had Bluetooth, but it was kind of just starting to come out of its shell with a lot of the stuff for headsets, at least for consoles. And they would have this horrendously big blocky connector that you would plug into the console, and then half the time it wouldn't pick up the Bluetooth, and it was just a freaking mess. But I think the USB, it's about time they switched to USB-C, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was the cool thing about the Switch, is that like the Switch came out right out of the gate with USB-C, and it just works like so much better. Like USB-C is absolutely the future for that type of connectivity and stuff.
Well, it's just so much. It creates it charges. It gets more power. It's also a lot more durable than the old USB, like the micro USBs and everything.
Yeah.
We're just left with a whole bunch of useless micro USB cords.
Yeah, well
and
that's his life.
For example, talking about like shitty USB headset, like plugins and stuff, like my headset for my PC headset. I'm sorry, my plugin for my PC headset. Sorry, I got turned around there. My plugin for my PC headset is a micro USB, and as we just found out recently, or as I found out recently, apparently my headset doesn't like to work on certain things, and I don't understand why. But it's just, I don't know. I'm looking into new headset anyways, because I get enough complaints from Grayden over there to sink a boat. So every 5 seconds I hear him saying, "Why is your headset sucks?"
It's just when you start. When we first start playing games, you start talking like this, and hey guys, what's up? And then like,
Maybe I'm just trying to give you some
something, and it's
ASMR,
like, okay, it's
some
good, yeah.
sweet sexual whispers into your ears.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. There's always some piece of tech or another that's not cooperating. Like, I'm constantly, like, less so now because I finally got myself a headset cable, but, like, I very frequently have to use the Xbox app on iOS. I'm using it right now. And, like, you pose even the tiniest challenge to the Xbox app on iOS, and it's like, I'm sorry, I can't do this right now, and it just quits the whole thing. Like, that's why I dropped out of the party just then, because, like, my internet started to be fucky, so I disconnected Wi-Fi, and the app was just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And it just totally gave up on life. I had to restart the app. I tried to rejoin our party, and it was like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I really can't take this right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I only ever use the Xbox app to look at who's online and achievements. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, which is convenient. Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's just such a crime how many things in the world that you can just put this piece of technology out and it doesn't work from day one, and then they do nothing to fix it. You know, it's so unfortunate. So many things can get away with doing that.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I'm just waiting for the Ready Player One world.
Yeah, man, dude, Ready Player One is actually one of my favorite movies, just because I'd love to imagine like what it would be like. I mean, their like real world reality is kind of shitty, but their in-game world is freaking delightful. I mean, I'd never leave if it were me.
Man, I read the book beforehand, so the movie was just a big disappointment for me.
Wait, what? Really?
Oh yeah, the movie was shit compared to the book. I was like, boo.
Yeah.
It's usually the case, though.
I know. I'm an idiot. I always go in with high hopes, and I'm disappointed.
Well, I really loved it, like, having never read the book, which I feel like is a good thing. I mean, I think the textbook example of amazing book, terrible movie is the Percy Jackson movies. I feel like if you didn't watch, or if you didn't read the books and you watched the movie would still be terrible, because it's genuinely just a bad movie. It's a bad movie, and it's a terrible adaptation of the book, and it makes the books look so bad, and they're like amazing.
Matt's book
Is that like the lightning thief thing?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Those are fun garbage. Yes, you're a thief.
Well, I just reread the first
here.
book after years and years, and it just reminded me of how unreal they are. And I have the first movie on Blu-ray, and it's just so fucking bad, dude. And then, just to seal the last nail in their own coffin, they made a second movie, and they made it impossible for themselves to do any more, because in the second movie, they take the ending of the third book, like the climactic battle and stuff, and just fucking slap it on the second movie, and it makes no fucking sense.
They're not getting a third.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, whatever, we'll just freaking pilot this ship into a freaking spiky rock. All of the day.
Jesus.
Oh, it makes me so mad.
How are you doing, Matt, sitting at home? I feel like you would find lots of stuff that would make you mad.
I haven't actually found isolation to be that hard. Like, you guys know, I've had a lot of issues with the fact that, like, my voice is really loud and sound carries really well through my house. So the only time that my internet will allow me, and will allow me isn't the right word, the only time that I can get enough speed on my internet that I can play Warzone is at like 11 p.m. at night when all my family's gone to bed. But because my voice is so loud, it wakes everybody up. So it's caused a lot of like issue in my house. But for the most part, it's not really been that bad being in quarantine, because like, when you know that you're not having anybody over, you can make like small little adjustments to your house to make it work for you. So I have an office in like my front living room where my laptop plugs into my router and stuff, which is cool. And we built a sound isolating fort around my gaming setup in the basement. We took it down because it doesn't fucking work, but it was cool at the time. So yeah, I'm not sure if that was the question that you asked. I assume you were just making a comment about me being mad.
Well, I mean, it was kind of the question I was asking.
Yeah.
Asking.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I feel like gamers are like the people that would struggle with quarantine the least, because I'm gonna hand in the last paper of my university career on Wednesday, and then I'm just gonna play so many video games, and it's great
You
because
finally
when all
tackle
this
that
ends,
backlog, eh?
yeah, and when we can finally rejoin the world, I won't be lazy anymore because I will have expelled all of my laziness. I will have gotten tired of just being a vegetable from all this quarantine time, and I'll be ready to start my new life in the world, you know?
Do you think that? Do you think that maybe you'll get out there and you realize, oh, this real world is so much harder than what I remember. I want to go back
Yeah.
inside and sit
Man,
down.
I miss just staying indoors and playing video games all day. I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's hope that's not the case.
Well, on that note,
I mean, like, I'm not. Oh, okay. Sorry, Peter.
all right. Do you want to finish off your train of thought here?
Not particularly.
Oh, all right then.
I love what just
I'm
happened
done.
there.
Yeah. No, well, I could ramble on about quarantine and bad internet and my parents yelling at me all day, but podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
That was our podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Shuckle's trying to steal Evan's Minecraft home. I'm glad someone found Evan.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness.
Evan gave me his coordinates a little while ago, so I could go assist him with his project.
Well, the project is ruined. Restart.
Sweet.
Yep.
We'll be next on tomorrow. We stream 5 days a week. Check out our YouTube channel and join our Discord. But if you want to see even more live connection, and maybe even join the Connected.
The Connected.
The Connected.
They're connected.
Thanks for the enthusiasm, Jarrod.
I'm working on it, okay? I'm re-recording the fucking audio.
No, it's hard to do when it's just voice. You have to bow your head and put your hands in a prayer and say the Connected. Like we're in a cult, but we're not. It's just a cult of amusement.
A cult of joy.
Yes.
That's
Those are the
And
best
friends.
And family.
no family allowed, actually.
And
Oh,
Vigigane.
you can only come one at a time
Yes.
if you're a family.
Yeah.
Exclusivity.
Also, speaking of which, happy Easter, folks. Happy bunny egg day.
I love
and there's bugs.
the
Bug
bug
bunny.
that gives me chocolate eggs.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. See you guys. Have a good Sunday.
Goodbye.
So, yeah.
Bye.